I think in the last lecture we have seen the secant method. Okay. Now let us go for the examples of the secant method. Okay. So for the what is the formula for the secant method that we have derived is xn plus 1 is equals to xn minus 1 f of xn minus f of xn minus 1 divided by f of xn minus f of xn minus 1. Okay, write down the example with me. We will solve this example by using secant method. Let f of x is equals to, here the equation is given as x cube minus 5x plus 1 is equal to 0. Okay. So first we have to find with the help of trial and error method what is f of 0, 1 which is greater than 0. We can find out f of 1 which is minus 3 which is less than 0. So now we can select the interval. Say your x0 is 0 and x1 is 1. And f of x0 is 1 and f of x1 is equals to 3. Okay, by secant method formula, what is the formula for the secant method we have? Xn plus 1 is equal to this formula xn minus 1 f of xn minus xn f of xn minus 1 divided by f of xn minus f of xn minus 1. So xn plus 1 is equals to, what is the formula for xn plus 1? Now if I want to find out the value of here x0 and x1 we have already chosen from our given data. Okay. So one is positive, other is negative. Somewhere in between these two the root will lie. So x0 and x1 has been already chosen. So what we have to write down for xn plus 1 means we will evaluate for n equal to x1 is already there. So if I want to find out x2, what should be the value of n? It should be equal to 1. For n equal to 1, it is x2 is equals to n minus 1. That is 1 minus 1, it is 0. F of xn means what? F of x1 minus x1 f of x0 divided by f of x7 minus f of x0. Okay. Now let us put up all these values. We have x0 is equals to 0, so this term will be 0 minus x1 is 1 into f of x0 is 1 minus f of x1 minus f of x0. 3 minus 1. So resultant what we get the value of x2 is minus 1 divided by minus sorry, minus 1 divided by 2. So what will be the value of x2? Is equal to 0.5. Okay, x naught is given to us is 0. No? So first term is 0 minus x1, that is 1. F of x naught is 1. 3 minus 1. Okay. So here we get the first value, that is x2 is 0.1. So in the first iteration, that is for first iteration, we are getting the value of a x2. Similarly, we can find out the value of x3, which is equal to, now what will be the change in the formula? Wherever you are having n equal to 1, you have to put n equal to 2 in this formula. So it is 2 minus 1, that is 1, f of x1, f of minus x2, f of x1 divided by f of x1 minus f of x2 x2 minus x1. Now let us put up all those values. Value of x1 is 1 into f of x2. From this we can find out the value of f of x2. Wherever you have x, put a x2 as a 0.5 and tell me the answer. Yes. What is f of x2?
Minus 1.375.
Minus
1.375.
okay. So now here I have to put up the value of f of x2, that is minus 1.375 minus the value of x2 we have to put here. It is with negative sign. Sorry, here it should be again with minus sign. Whether minus 0. After putting minus 0.5 you will get the same answer. This minus sign we have forgotten. X2 is equal to minus 0.5. Check it once again.
It is 3.375 plus.
Okay. So here it is 3.375. So here we can write this as 1 into 3.375 minus the value of x2 is minus of 0.5 and f of x1, what is the value of f of x1 is 3 divided by f of x2 minus f of x1.
That is minus 3.
Which one is minus 3? This
F of
is
x1.
minus 3. इथे पण रॉंग झाला ना, मायनस 3 पाहिजे इथे पण. सगळे शांतच बसले. The value of x2 will be now, as it is minus 3, it will be minus 1 by 4. So value of x2 will be equal to 0.25. Okay, so value of x2 is 0.25. So corresponding value of f of x2 will be equal to,
minus 0.2344.
okay. Now let us find out the value of x3 from this. So x3 is equal to
0.1864.
x3 is 0.1864.
64.
Okay. Similarly, calculate the value of x4 from the formula. What will be the formula for this one? X4 is equal to, wherever you have n, you have to put it as n equal to 3. Okay, for n equal to 3, you have to modify this formula and minus 1. That is x2 f of x3 minus f of x2 into x3 divided by f of x3 minus f of x2. Okay. Now put up all these value and tell me the value of x4. Tell me what is x4 you have calculated.
Ma'am, 0.2017.
Okay, correct. Similarly, if you get the value of x5 as 0.2016, then we can stop the iteration because 0.201 is repeated in both one. Okay, try to find out the value of x5. If it is like this, then we will stop the iteration. Okay, after that we'll solve the next example. Try to solve this and tell me the answer whether you get the 0.201 in the x5 also. Are you getting the same answer? x5 is equal to आहेत का जागे? परत यूट्यूबचे लेक्चर बंद करावं लागेल असं वाटतंय बाबा.
Ma'am, calculating.
Okay, calculate. 28 students are there only out of 50. Those who have solved, don't try to solve this one because this we have to solve it by radian mode in our calci. Those who have a calci, you have to convert your calci in the radian mode. Are you knowing how to convert the calci in the radian mode from decimal to radian?
Ma'am, please tell.
At least one student, actually we have already completed this in your third sem ना. माहित असेल ना काही लोकांना कॅल्सी कसं कन्वर्ट करतात रेडियन डिग्री रेडियन अँड डेसिमल. Kiran Pandre, can you please tell everyone how to convert this? And on mode we have to click 3 times. Then we have to click 2. I don't know what you told. Yes, please, you unmute.
मॅम
हां सांगा.
फर्स्ट शिफ्ट त्याच्यानंतर मोड शिफ्ट प्रेस करायचा आधी कॅल्सी मधला त्याच्यानंतर
हां
मोडमध्ये परत पहिल्यांदा आपण जेव्हा मोड प्रेस करतो तेव्हा पहिल्यांदा कॉम्प्लेक्स आणि कॉम्प्लेक्स दिसतंय त्याच्यात
परत
सेकंड
mode.
मध्ये जायचं. हा परत मग स्टँडर्ड डिव्हिएशन रेग्रिएशन आणि बेस दिसतं त्याच्यात पण नाही जायचं. मग थर्ड मध्ये जायचं. मग
तिथे
फोर्थ
दिसतंय.
मध्ये फोर्थ मध्ये डिग्री रेडियन आणि ग्रेडियंट 1 2 3 नंबर दिसते. चौथ्या नंबरला म्हणजे सेकंड नंबरला रेडियन दिसतात. सेकंड नंबर टाईप केलं की मग चालू होतं ते रेडियन्स मध्ये कन्वर्ट होतं.
सगळ्यांनी करा किंवा तुम्ही तुमच्या कॅल्सीवर हे प्रेझेंट करून दाखवा. हॅव यू अंडरस्टूड एव्हरीवन?
हॅलो मॅम काय म्हणालात? हॅलो
You please once again repeat so that every student will do on Kelsey.
पहिल्यांदा शिफ्ट प्रेस करायचा.
ओके.
लेफ्ट साइडला सगळ्यात शेवटचं बटन अल्फा नंतर शिफ्ट आहे तिथं आहे लिहिलेलं. त्याच्यानंतर मोड प्रेस करायचं. शिफ्ट नंतर मोड प्रेस करायचं. पहिल्यांदा ऑल क्लिअर मोड MC1 येतं ते नाही प्रेस करायचं. सेकंड वेळा परत मोड प्रेस करा. पहिल्यांदा मोड हॅलो पहिल्यांदा
Yes,
मोड
yes.
प्रेस करायचं. कॉम्प्लेक्स म्हणून येते तिथं नाही जायचं. सेकंडला
मोडवरच परत एकदा रिपीट
प्रेस
करायचं
करायचं.
ना जोपर्यंत
रिपीट
आपल्याला
करायचं
डेसिमल ग्रेडियंट रेडियन जोपर्यंत आपल्याला रेडियन मिळत नाही तोपर्यंत प्रेस करायचं.
येस मॅम. तिथं खाली नंबर पण दिलेले आहेत. जे नंबरचे ते नंतर प्रेस करायचं.
जिथे रेडियन दिसतंय तिथे त्या नंबरवर क्लिक करायचं. जर तुमच्या
Click करायचं.
कॅल्सीमध्ये रेडियन 2 नंबरवर असेल तर 2 नंबरला क्लिक करायचं.
क्लिक करायचं.
एव्हरीवन?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So let us now go for solving this example by converting your calci into the radian mode. Okay. So for that, first we have to find out the value, or that means we have to find out the x0 and x1. Okay. So f of 0, what will be the value of f of 0? Is cos 0 minus 0, that is equal to 1, which is greater than 0. F of 1 is equal to, you have to calculate the value of cos 1 in your calci minus e raised to 1 and tell me the answer. Cos 1 minus e raised to 1. येत नाही का आन्सर?
मायनस 1.1762.
Minus 1.17.
17.
Okay, 17.
62.
Yes, everyone got the same answer.
Yes, ma'am.
Minus 1.1762. F of 0 is 1. So we get that two roots in two values in such a way that one is positive, other is negative. So let me select x0 is equal to 0 and x1 is equal to 1. So what is f of x0? It is equal to 1 and f of x1 is minus 1.1762. Okay, by using we have converted into a radian mode. Now whether can anyone किसी को ऐसा नहीं लगा कि भाई we have changed our calci in the radian mode? Yes. Why we have converted our calci in the radian mode? For this,
I'm no idea, ma'am.
no idea. Okay. What about the thing you have studied about the trigonometric? That means cos, sine, tan, cot, right? Can anyone explain me that what is the relation between degree and radian? What is the relation between degree and radian?
360 degree equal to 2 pi.
360 degrees equals to 2 pi. Okay. So whenever you come to your calci, whenever you want to operate your calci, if you can see here on the top corner here, you can see, suppose here, this is what a display of your calci. On the top corner, you can see here D, okay, which means that you are doing this in a degree. So now, if there is a relation between degree and radian, whatever the calculations we are doing about the trigonometric uh, numbers, that it may be cos, sine, trigonometric function में जो भी हो, cos, tan, cot, sine, cot, वो जो भी हो, उसके लिए आपको आपका कैलसी डिग्री मोड पे रख के सॉल्व करोगे तो ऑब्वियसली यू विल नॉट गेट करेक्ट. Whatever the calculations related to trigonometric function must be done in a radian, right? And that's why we have told the relation between degree and radian, and hence that's why we have converted our calci into radian mode. Okay, but one thing you should remember, whenever you are going to do the calculations in the radian mode, then immediately you have to convert your calci into the degree mode. Otherwise, all the example will be solved in the radian mode. That will be wrong. Okay. So now let us solve. That means you have to find out the value of x2. x2 is equals to what will be the formula for
मॅम
x2?
मॅम
Huh?
एफ ऑफ ची व्हॅल्यू -2.1779 येते. ते जरा रॉंग झालं मॅम, सॉरी.
f of
एफ ऑफ
x1
ची एफ ऑफ ची व्हॅल्यू
ही व्हॅल्यू ना
-2.1779 येते. ते विसरलो.
मी परत विचारले होते ना सगळ्यांना, सगळे हो म्हणले की कोणतरी मायनस. ओके, सो दिस विल बी -2.1779. Is it correct now? Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Now let's go for x2. What is the formula for x2 now? Okay, here in this formula we have to put n equal to 1. Okay. So it will be x naught into f of x1 minus x1 into f of x naught divided by f of x1 minus f of x naught. Now let us put up all those values. F of x naught is no doubt it is 0. The first term will be 0 minus x1 is 1. Okay, so this will be -1 divided by f of x1 is minus 2.1779 minus f of x naught is 1. Okay, just tell me the value of x2 from your calc.
0.3147.
Okay, correct. It is 0.3147. So similarly, now we can calculate a value of f of x2, which I will write directly as 0.51986. I hope you are getting the same answer. Calculate kara. Up to then, I will write down the formula for x3 is equal to okay. Have you got the same answer? F of x2 is equals to?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now let us put up all these values. What is x1? We have calculated. X1 is 1. Okay. 1 into f of x2, that is 0.519 minus the value of x2 is 0.314 into f of x1. What is the value of f of x1 we have calculated? Minus 2.177. So this will be plus into 2.177 divided by this f of x2, that is 0.5179 minus become plus 2.177. Okay, let us now calculate the value of x3. Okay. Can you tell me now value of x3? After putting all these value, tell me the value of x3. Actually, we have to solve this up to x7 because x0 and x1 we have chosen, right? So what is our first iteration? It is x2. This is first one. Second will be x3. Third is x4. Fourth x5. Fifth is x6. And sixth iteration is x7. Solve it fastly and tell me the value of x4. काय आला x3? No one calculated this.
0.4466.
0.4471.
0.44 is common. 0.4467 that I have. This next digit may be somewhat different. Similarly, let us calculate x4 is equal to, what will be x4? It is x2 f of x3 minus x3 f of x2 divided by f of x3 minus f of x2. Calculate and tell me the value of x4. It should be 0.5317. At least 0.53 should be common.
x3 नेगेटिव्ह येतं ना -0.44021. हॅलो मॅम.
Is it
x3
negative?
नेगेटिव्ह x2 पॉझिटिव्ह x2 नेगेटिव्ह -0.5423. f of x2 मॅडम.
f of x2
हा
निगेटिव्ह येते.
पॉझिटिव्ह कसं
चेक करा परत एकदा. सगळ्यांनी चेक करा f of x2 काय आहे. Take it and tell me the value of x4.
No, ma'am, it is positive.
Right. Okay. Similarly, find out x4. Whether anyone got the answer of x4? Yes, calculate fastly and tell me x5. Mahima told the answer that it is 0.5 168. Okay. Similarly, calculate x6, which will be near about 517, and x7 will be also 0.517. Okay, so here if you get 5 and 7 repeated, so you can stop the iterations. Okay. Everyone should solve it and tell me the answers, whether you get the same answers or that is 0.517. After completing this example, you have to convert your calci again into the degree mode. So again you have to do the same procedure, shift mode, and whenever you come to your degree or decimal, then you can convert.
Ma'am,
Yes.
I still didn't get the answer why we are converting it into radian instead of degree.
Okay. Um, what is our example? Is in terms of trigonometric ना. तो trigonometric में क्या होता है? Suppose I say or if I ask you to find out the value of cos 2, how you are going to calculate the value of cos 2?
Using calculator in degrees, it will show them.
Okay. What you do, you first calculate, first you convert your calci into the radian mode and then calculate the answer cos 2 and then again convert into the degree and again calculate the answer. And then you will understand what is the difference. Okay, mostly whenever you are going to calculate the value of a trigonometric function, how you calculate the values of trigonometric function? We calculate the values like cos pi by 2, cos pi by 3, cos pi. That is in terms of pi we are calculating. Okay,
Yes, ma'am.
right. So if you want to calculate the value of those trigonometric functions, like in terms of some numbers like cos 1, cos 2, cos 3, no doubt it is possible, but there is some relation between those degree and radian. And that's why, due to that relation, that's why I asked you what is the relation between degree and radian. I don't know how many of you know the relation between degree and radian and how to calculate the relation between degree and radian.
It was taught in 11th standard, ma'am.
Yes, it is taught in 11th standard, and we have solved many more example converting degree to radian, radian to degree. Okay, why this is so? Because why there is need to convert at that time also we can understand also ना. वहाँ पे हमने एग्जाम्पल ही सॉल्व क्यों किया ना, डिग्री टू रेडियन, रेडियन टू डिग्री कन्वर्ट करने के लिए. बिकॉज 360 डिग्री और 2 पाई ये दोनों इक्वल नहीं है ना. अगर आप पाई का वैल्यू यहाँ पे लिखोगे अपना जो यूजुअल कैलकुलेशंस में यूज करते हैं 3.147, तो इट कैन ऑल बी इक्वल टू 360 डिग्री ना. तो इसीलिए हम लोग कन्वर्ट करते हैं ना. इफ यू स्टिल डोंट रिमेम्बर, गो बैक टू योर 11th स्टैंडर्ड वेयर यू कैन have the proof for relation between degree and radian.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, actually, in the next lecture, if I start it, the point rate of converters in this lecture, it will not be completed. So, if you have done with the example, we'll end the lecture. In the next lecture, we'll go for the rate of convergence. That means what is the rate of convergence of secant, Newton-Raphson method and bisection method. सभी का rate of convergence हम लोग study करेंगे with the help of one theorem, which is showing the convergence of iteration methods. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
So if you have done with the example, you can leave the meeting. In the next lecture, we'll go with the rate of convergence. Okay. Thank you.